Alright guys, welcome to my kitchen. As promised, I am going to do a series of videos showing you guys what I like to eat, how I like to eat it, and as well as helping us, Beaver Nation, on our weight loss journey to win Beaver's Battle of the Blobs. One thing about me is I love Chinese food. Literally, I have gone weeks eating nothing but every single day. With Chinese food, you have to have fried rice, or at least I do. Well, that fried rice can add up, and it can add up right here, and this is exactly what we're trying to get rid of. So I have an alternative, and this is an alternative that I've been making now for years. I've shared this recipe with people who are also on the same kind of journey that we're on right now, and everybody has loved it. It'll have the same texture as fried rice. It will have an even better taste than most of the fried rice that I'm sure you folks have ever had. So I'm going to show you, Beaver Nation, how I make my Paleo cauliflower fried rice. Real quick, I'm going to run over the ingredients with everybody. It's very simple. There are not very many ingredients here at all. I like to keep it simple, and I like to use real ingredients. No processed sugars. Very rarely do I use anything that's prepackaged in a box or in a bottle, the exception of a few things, of course. But what we have here, guys, is we have bacon. Bacon gets a bad rep. For some reason, people think that bacon is not allowed when you're trying to lose weight, and that is just not the case. Everything in moderation is okay, and even out of moderation is okay as long as it's bacon. I also have a couple of eggs. Everybody has eggs. Green onions. I've got some honey smoked ham, some local organic honey, some cauliflower, and some garlic. And I also have a little bit of ginger. This ginger is optional. It's not something that you have to put in there, but I like the way ginger adds a bit of a sweetness to this dish. You guys will find that a lot of the stuff that I cook is going to have some Asian influence. I hope that's okay. If you guys have any requests, also let me know. I will come up with a way, if I don't have one already, to make it healthy for you. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is we need to get our bacon going. The bacon is basically going to act as our oil for this dish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this up into very small pieces. Think of this as your pork if you were having pork fried rice. And as this is heating up, I'm going to get my cauliflower ready. If you don't have a food processor, you don't need one. However, it makes things a whole lot easier. The other option, of course, is to use a knife and a cutting board. But our goal here really is to get this cauliflower as fine as possible. We're trying to mimic the texture and appearance of rice. Believe it or not, they have actually named this process ricing your cauliflower. Now, if you have a piece of shit food processor like I do, you're going to get this. Just take it out, put it back in, give it another shot. Alright, well, believe it or not, as I was telling you guys how inconvenient it is to rice your cauliflower without a food processor, the fucking food processor broke. So, I did not put you through the torture of watching me rice all of this cauliflower, but I'm about done. A couple more fine chops into the bowl. And let's see how our bacon is doing. It's starting to look good. Starting to brown up a little bit. Now I am not going to drain this bacon. I am actually going to keep this fat in here, and that is going to help us fry all of our other ingredients. Now before I put in my rice cauliflower, I'm going to put in my green onions, as well as my garlic and my ginger. Now I'm only going to put in the whites of these green onions, but we are going to save the greens, and we will see why here shortly. Again, always nice to have a sharp knife. Next, I'll chop up some garlic. Smell what this smells like, and your mouth would be watering the same way mine is. Got our garlic, our ginger, our bacon, the whites of our green onions, and now we will add our cauliflower. And let's get this cauliflower nice and coated. I'm just going to cover this up, and I'm going to let it fry for a little bit. Alright, incredibly delicious looking and smelling cauliflower fried rice has been frying for about 3 minutes. You can start to see it brown a little bit, and I'm looking to get that brown because that is going to provide us with a little bit of texture. Obviously we're not getting the real deal here, so anything that we can do to make it taste and feel and look like the real deal is going to be a bonus for us. Alright, another thing I am going to add here to give us a little bit of seasoning is this coconut Aminos. Coconut Aminos is essentially a soy sauce substitute. It has a very similar taste to soy sauce without as much sodium. Also, it is Paleo approved. For those of you who are interested in doing the Paleo diet, I am about 90% Paleo and 10% chicken wings and beer. But when I am cooking, I do like to stick with as many natural healthy ingredients as possible. So again, I'm just browning this a little bit with my coconut Aminos. And I am going to now recover. You see the browning there. I'm getting a really nice texture from a distance. You would almost believe that this were actually rice. Waiting for our cauliflower fried rice to finish, I am going to start getting the garnishes ready. The garnishes not only make the dish look very appealing, but it also makes it taste excellent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the sweet egg that I put on top of my fried rice. I've got my local organic honey here. I've got my coconut Aminos. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to soften up this honey just a little bit with my coconut Aminos. consistency, I'm going to add my eggs. And I'm gonna whip these bitches up as well, and this should give us a nice base for our sweet egg. That's our egg. Ceramic pans, by the way, are the best. If you guys don't use them, invest in some. For my butter, I'm actually using organic grass-fed butter. This particular brand is Kerrygold's. Butter is also one of those things that gets a bad rep. However, if you use butter in moderation and if you use the right type of butter, it's actually very good for you. So I always use organic grass-fed butter. I know I'm getting my essential fatty acids with that. Notice that grass-fed butter doesn't separate the same way regular butter does, and it also has a slightly higher burn point, so it doesn't burn quite the same way your regular processed butter does. A little bit more expensive, I'm not gonna lie. Our sweet egg. See here, our sweet eggs are coming along very nicely. Now I used honey for this. The organic honey is more health conscious. You can also use sugar. I'm not afraid of using sugar in my dishes. However, I don't use processed white sugar, as you guys can probably imagine by now. I like to use raw, unfiltered organic sugar. Basically anything processed, that tells me it's been through a lab, and I don't want to put anything in my mouth that's been through a lab. So I know it's impossible to avoid completely, but I like to try to avoid it as much as possible. So our sweet egg is finished. I will go ahead and put this aside, turn it off, and we will be using this later. It's now time to prep the rest of our garnish. I've got our honey smoked ham. To look good. It looks like it's ready to rock. The texture is where I want it. It appears to be completely finished. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this all the way down to warm, and I am going to start to add my garnish. Alright. Sweet egg. I try to get this as fine as possible and spread it around as evenly as I can. And then to add a little bit of color and a nice flavor, I'm going to use the greens of our green onions. Paleo approved, all organic, for the most part, unprocessed food, cauliflower fried rice. That doesn't look like regular fried rice.